everybody on YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, day 30. We're almost a third of the way through this season. It's crazy. But it's day number 30, and we're taking a look at the Melodious Divas, the melodious ladies that like to fusion summon. We got some defense, we got a whole lot of offense, a whole lot of new stuff, because Melodious got a whole slew of more cards. Finally getting some pendulums, which is funny because they were in the pendulum arc. So we're going to be taking a look at these Melodious Divas. This is a very nice deck that has actually been crafted for us by a viewer, Mr. Levi's Stories. Thank you very much for showing us this deck that you created. And we're going to be taking this out in yugioh Pro. We're going to be showing it off, showing the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's and all that good stuff, and doing the best we can. I didn't get to practice one as much, but I know my Melodious Divas. I know what to do. I'm pretty certain of that. So we're going to be going into it. If you want the whole deck list, it's be at the end of the video as always. But for now, let's get into the duels and show off what these ladies can do. Alright, everybody, after our first opponent, another day, another card game. And we go first or second with this deck. We'll go ahead and go try second. Melodious are a beatdown deck after all. Not to say we can't go first and do some snarky things. We're just going to go second and see where this goes. Alright, let me think about this opening hand. Well, we don't have any of our new stuff, unfortunately. But fortunately, my opponent doesn't seem to have, like, much of anything. And we do our Melodious Concerto. Okay, we can make that do. Make that do. Let's go ahead and start off with Audia, the Melodious Diva. Originally only good for a defensive wall, but now still mostly for that. But she could also help us here. So we'll normal summon her, special summon Sonata. You can special summon her from our hand just by having a monster. That's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead for Bloom Harmonis, the Melodious Composer, which is another little bit of a beatdown thing. Basically, I discard a card, any card I want. Ah, man, so many good options here. I'm going to go this Elegy, I think. We're going to go ahead and get the special summon two monsters. We're going to summon a Refrain, and we're going to summon... wait, maybe not Refrain. I want to summon Refrain, though. Why can't they summon Refrain again? There's a reason for that. Two monsters, different levels. Right, at the different levels. Well, I'm still going to get Refrain, because she'll get me a search. And we're going to search out... I'm going to add you. So I don't need you. I'm going to get... yeah, Sophina. Because she'll get me a card back. That'll work. That'll work. So we're going to get our new Pendulum monster, Refrain. When she is summoned, I can add a Melodious. We're going to add Couplet. Good old Couplet. Because when she's added, I can just get ourselves another Melodious. See, now we have the ability to swarm pretty damn good in this deck. And we're going to get Sonata here. Think about Aria. When she's special summoned, I can't be destroyed by battle, and I can't be targeted. Which is good normally, but not if you're going to use Refrain for stuff. Not if you're going to use her for stuff, you know. So, we got ourselves our Couplet. We'll use her effect just to deck thin a little bit. Get our Concerto. And we're going to go ahead and fusion summon Melodious Concerto, our fusion spell. And actually, since I have diffusion, that's a good idea. I'm going to make this thing Bloom Prima. 1, 2, 3, and gonna get me that back. I think we're good. 3 ought to do it. We're gonna summon out Bloom Prima, the Melodious Choir. Oh, that's not gonna work though. I just realized diffusion. I can still bounce my monster, but since I used a pendulum, I can't actually use diffusion. That's unfortunate, but it's what it is. It's fine. We can do that with other things still. But let's go ahead and summon out Shalpina. Hello, here she is. And while we won't be able to do as much as I would have liked to do, it's still a decent amount of stuff. You know, if I had used only monsters from the main deck for this, I could have, you know, diffusioned in the battle phase and been like, hey, you thought my battle phase was over? Heck no. Let's see, attack at its level, sure. Let's see, make a second attack to reach battle phase. Yes, I would love to do that. So we're going to use Refrain's other effect. I can ditch a monster like Tam Tam, which I'll be able to use later for things. and we should be pretty good. So I have 2 attacks with this, and because I'm having these monsters pointing Bloom Harmonist, my opponent can't do nothing about it. So my opponent surrenders timely, because we had game. This doesn't have restrictions on that attack. I can attack him directly if need be. So we're pretty... Yeah, that's the idea of this deck. Go into it, start fusion summoning, build a nice board. We didn't even summon the new fusion, but I was so tempted by Prima. But we can also make our Bacha, which is the new very nice lady who we do want to get into. So, good for proof of concept. Let's go for duel number 2. Show off what this deck can really do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And this time we're going to, again, aim to go second if we can. And we'll see where this goes. Alright, going second again. Not bad. Starting out with a couplet. Not necessarily bad, but not necessarily like a good thing. We'll see where this goes. Got 2 copies Ostinato. It's interesting. Hound of the Tistina. I do vaguely recall what these do, but I don't remember everything about what they do. Let's see. Add a Melodious spell trap. That does sound tempting. Let's go ahead for couplet. I do like the new pendulums. They are very good for this deck. Not only because their levels are, like, amazing, or their scales, I should say. A 9 and a 1 is really good. And their only restriction is you only pen on light. You could play these in, like, Light Sworns if you wanted to. Imagine Pendulum summoning in Light Sworn. That'd be hilarious. But, yeah, no, I've got the ability to search my stuff. Refrain allows me to ditch monsters to the grave. Make my big fusions bigger. That's what I like to see. So we're going to get our Melodious Concerto. Let's see here. Let's see. Activate Ostinato. We're gonna make Ostinato, sir. This lets me fusion from the deck using the monsters I want to use. In this case, I'm gonna make Bacha, because we haven't seen Bacha yet, and I want to summon a Bacha. So what we're going to use to summon, let's use Tam Tam. And let's use, doesn't really matter too much. Let's go for a Shapina. And we'll summon Bacha. So Bacha's our new girl. When she gets summoned out, it doesn't need to be fusion summoned, but it is a once per turn thing. I can summon a Melodious monster from my deck as well. I'm going to go ahead and use Tam Tam's effect. I can reduce my attack by 500 in order to do more stuff. Oh, well, it's not so much do so much stuff as much as that I can burn my opponent, but you get the idea. Yeah, we'll special summon her. I really want to go for Tam Tam because she's not a once per turn on the burn. You could theoretically burn your opponent to death with Tam Tam. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. And if you're wondering at this point in the video why we're not running Call By or anything to protect our monsters, it's because Bacha's all the protection we need. You see, Melodiouses can't be negated except by counter traps while we have Bacha on the board. So yeah, like in Perm, Ash Blossom, don't work. Solemn, that still works, sadly. Sadly, that still works, but we'll make do. We'll make it do, because I have Sonata. Hey, I have a second Sonata. Getting all musical up in here. And let's see, I could make Bloom Harmonic. That's also one thing you always need to be worried about, is always put your fusions, like, in these zones in case you need to Harmonist. Not that I need to right now, but if I did, that would be a time. Let me think about this. I could make my giant dude. Let's see. I could do a lot of things with this hand. That's the problem. It's too much things. Let's just go for battle phase. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. What did Tistina even do? Who even knows what Tistinas do? I don't know. Apparently not much. Alright, so we should be pretty good. Barring this being something, I do have more than enough attack to... Well, it's most of his life points anyway. It's most of them. He's got a couple left. It's not much. But because we didn't OTK our opponent, we are going to go for our defensive option. And let's see. What did I use to summon you out again? Tam Tam and Shapina. But I do need to use Bacha, unfortunately, for this. Like I said, put the fusion somewhere you don't need to link them away if need be. So we're going to go ahead and make Bloom Harmonist. We're going to use our effect. We're going to ditch one of our spells. Let's ditch Fusion Substitute here. And Bacha will also get us a monster back. Come back, Tam Tam. I need you for burning and other things. And so now we're going to go ahead and summon out our 2 defensive monsters. So, you know, if you don't get the OTK, you can at least set up some nice defense. And Tam Tam, when special summon, does add yourself a Polly. So let's get a Polly. Polly gets that cracker. So, yeah, we'll end our turn there because I'm low on time. Only because I'm low on time. And we'll see what this guy can do off of this. I vaguely recall Tistina. I believe that they have something to do with putting monsters in defense or something. Tistina's can attack directly while opponent controls they face down. Yeah, they're about like flipping things face down. Kind of surprised that this wasn't like Book of Eclipse or Book of Moon or Book of Full Eclipse or Book of Gordon Ramsay's Secret Recipes. By the way, the secret ingredient, it was love all along. All right, but what is this guy going to do? I don't know enough about Tistina to know what he's going to do. Another Hound going into the battle phase. That's fine. I mean, you can't destroy me by battle. That's the thing. I can't be destroyed by battle. I can't be destroyed by card effects. Can't be targeted by card effects. See, before they were all about the battle, Melodious were all about the defense. And they could do that pretty good. But good on us for duel number 2. We were able to do a little bit more. We still haven't done like everything that we did get to see Botcha. Unfortunately, my opponent didn't imperm me, so we didn't get to see Botcha doing what it's supposed to do. But you get the idea that Botcha helps you go through your combos without worrying about Ash and Imperm and Effect Veiler and things of that nature. But let's go for duel number 3 and continue the onslaught because we're on a bit of a roll here and I like it. Alrighty, everybody, the third opponent, the fight in the third. Very appropriate for such an offensive-minded deck, and we'll let our opponent pick. That's fine. Okay, we'll go first. Don't have a first hand, but maybe we can make something. Well, I have Diffusion. Thinking about this. All right, let's go for Melodious Concerto. We're going to go ahead and summon out Botcha. Might be able to do something here now that I think about it, because I do have Diffusion. So if need be, I could do some things. We'll see how this goes. But we'll use our Botcha's effect. We'll get our Refrain onto the board, because we like to get Refrain onto the board. And we'll use Refrain's effect. Let's see. Get myself my girl. Where is she at? There you are, Couplet. Got the red and the blue going on here. You know? Nice little combination we got going. You know, summon this, add this, and this one's just like, hey, I'm going to summon out another monster, which I'm going to fuse into, but we'll see how this goes. Let's go ahead. Continue to get more things. I'm very tempted to go defensive, though. Just because I'm going first and all that. Like I said, this deck, it has modality to it. Let's see. Melodious. Only use each of the following effects once per turn. Yeah. So it's like, I could do more things, but, I'm tempted. Can I effect, well, the control of the special summon monster. I want to go into defense, honestly and for truly, just for the fact that we're going first. It's just kind of better that way. Yeah, we'll use this one. And we'll go ahead and get our 2 defensive girls. Good old Aria. Good old Elegy. That'll protect everything. And Refrain did not want to go off. Normally she does that. But that's only when, fusion has to be fused, so I don't have that at the moment. But it's okay. Let's go ahead and set Diffusion in the off chance we need it, which I hope we don't. But in the off chance he plays like, I have no idea what. I mean, I can't be targeted or be destroyed. That's the thing. I can't be done either of those things. So it doesn't really matter. Like, I can't be Imper. I can't be Lightning Stormed. Lone Fire Blossom. That could go... Okay. That could mean a lot of things. There's a lot of things that guy can do. Gold Lone Fire Blossom. He was on the ban list at one point. Wasn't he? He was either banned or limited. No, he was definitely limited at one point. I don't remember what the format was, but it was a long time ago. This guy was on the list because he was not once per turn as a hard. Just as a rule of thumb, monsters that aren't having a hard once per turn and have these very loose once per turns, the soft ones, they typically wind up at the ban list at one point or another. What does this do? Predaplant, fusion summon, a dark fusion using monsters from either field as material, including 2 or more dark Okay, well that would have been bad if he could have used my monsters, but thankfully he could not. Or did he choose not to? I don't know. What does that do? This card sent out a Predaplant monster. Summon this card, battles the monster, destroy that monster. Okay, so far he's not doing anything that really worries me too much. The only thing I'm really worried about right now is, you know, doing more Melodious Diva things. We still have, like, our main boss monster we need to take a look at. No, not Predator Practice. That is not a Melodious card, thank you. I hate this about EDO Pro, where it's so hard to look at stuff. Like, we have the original Bloom Diva, pretty nice monster in its own right. We can summon that pretty easy. I swear that there is a look at my... There's the button. It was F3. Like, we have this thing, Flowering Etoile, who basically lets me banish my cards to the end phase to bounce that many cards of my opponents back to their hand. This is a very nice effect. Let's see, it does do other things like summoning monsters when it leaves the board. But that's not what we're worried about right now. Like I said, we're pretty set right now against Predaplants, because, I mean, if he could fuse with my stuff, he would have just then. He essentially had mother flipping super poly, but he didn't do anything with it. Alrighty, now it's our turn. Let's go ahead and summon forth Melodious Meister, 2 Melodious monsters. This is a Melodious, but I kind of need it. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. I kind of want to use Botcha, because then I can summon... Well, that'll just summon in defense mode. I really wanted... Well, I don't know. Like, I want to do certain things, and I want to do other things. So I kind of feel like I should just take it easy. I mean, I can still do the whole fusion thing. So, yeah, let's just battle phase. Screw it. Let's just attack with everything we got. And another thing about Bloom Harmonis, since I'm attacking with this Aria, he can't do anything about it. He can't activate anything. Can't do nothing. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet deal indeed. The only real question is, okay, are you going to fuse with me this time? Basis monster with the power for him. That doesn't do anything, I don't think. Dark fusion monsters. 2 or more dark monsters you control. So, what can you fuse? Oh, right, the pendulum. I forgot about that. He can do that. All right. Okay, that does something. What does this guy... Oh, that does put a counter on me. No. What does this do? Once per turn, try to face up monster on the field. Blah, blah, blah. This card's destroyed. Do a thing. This card's destroyed. Okay. 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 'Tis what is. I shall activate my Melodious Concerto. Alright, you have forced my hand, sir, and I appreciate you doing that. So we're going to use this. That'll bring us a monster. This. I'll get it back. And then I don't need this. And we're going to summon out our boss monster, Flowering Etoile. Oh, I guess he does get a Predap card. Meh. I don't care as much as I think this guy thinks I'm supposed to care. And what fusion? Oh, I could just get Botcha back. Draws me another card. Probably a good idea right at the moment. I really want to play this diffusion, but it's just not happening just yet. Alright, so Predaplanet, he will get a Predap card. I think that's okay, but who knows? Who knows, man? I'm more interested in bouncing all this stuff back to his hand. Because I can do that. And then they'll all come back. Let's see. Just banish any number of Melodious until the end phase. But I think that might actually mess them up if I do it wrong. So I better do this the right way. So we're going to bounce Flowering Etoile. And this doesn't have a counter on it. So we're just going to bounce his big fusion back. And then we'll end our turn. And then Etoile shall return. As she do. All right. So that's Flowering Etoile, everybody. Quick effect, just bounce myself to bounce opponent. I can bounce just herself. I can bounce everything I've got if I need to. Pretty self-explanatory. Can I bounce Couplet? I didn't even notice. Could I bounce Couplet? Maybe I could have bounced Couplet. Another Lone Fire Blossom. I see. I see indeed. Alright. Alright, we'll deal with another one of these. I don't think that's a big issue. I think we're okay in that respect. I mean, what's he going to summon? Sundew. Well, I got rid of my Predator counter, so that doesn't... summon a Predaplant, negate its effects. Okay. Alright, still okay with this. What are you summoning? Imagine it's, what's his face? Orphus Scorpio or something? Didn't he have Orphus Scorpio at one point? Yes. So, probably Orphus Scorpio here. Yes, its effects are negated, but that's whatever. I'm more interested in when he tries to fuse. Okay. So we'll go ahead and bounce our girl back. And I have a feeling that Elegy isn't as necessary at the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We're going to bounce. Bounce both of these. That might have been a mistake. He might still be able to fuse. Can he still fuse? Oh boy. That might have been a mistake. Okay, no, we're good. Oh, I was worried there for a second. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, we're all set. So that's going to be game right there. Oh, Lord, I want to play this so bad, but it's just not going to happen today. I don't have my materials or nothing. But let's go ahead and sub out Soprano. And we'll just give him the ice. There you go. That ought to be... should be game. Or if it's not game, it's really, really close to game. But usually Melodious Divas can put enough damage on the board to get game right here. So, a nice back and forth with the Predaplant player. He certainly tried to do his thing, but luckily... I mean, the thing is, he did force my hand on the Flowering Etoile. I was trying to go a little easy on the guy, because, like, he couldn't target or destroy me or nothing. But such is how it is. We were able to get everything going that we needed. I could just bounce his cards back for shits and giggles, but I don't need to do that. So let's go ahead and attack our opponent. So, there's 3 wins there. Do we need... oh, wait, almost forgot about this thing. Okay, the duel's not over. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Talk about counting your flower girls until before the wedding. Let's see. Only suspective. Can I bounce that and I'll be okay? We'll find out. Let's find out if that actually does anything or not. Talk about counting your chickens, buddy. You thought this duel was yours? No. The lady's got this. I'm not a lady, but I'm playing with them. Regardless, let's go for... do we need to do one more? We've done really everything. Unfortunately, I think we're just going to leave it at that today. We've shown off most of what this deck does. You get the idea pretty well, so let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. The new Melodious Choir went 3-0. Perfectly understandable. These cards do really good. There's a lot of new strategies that the Melodious can do, especially with the new pendulums, especially with Botcha being able to make it so you can't be impermed and the like. Just prevents you from anything that's not a counter trap. You're just able to play right through it. And so you know, a lot of battle damage. We did mostly battle damage. We didn't rely overly on the Arya combo. We did it a little bit. That's never going to be like completely gone from this deck. But, you know, it's good that we can do things other than just sit on a defensive wall. That is much appreciated. Melodious are now much more, as they should have always been, a battle-themed archetype that's all about doing the damage. And we were able to do that pretty well. I mean, we summoned a Flowering at 12. We had Botcha. Bloom Prima showed up. Shiberta didn't do anything weirdly, but she was always ready there. She's really she's an option for many things, especially if my opponent had a graveyard. And, you know, we summoned everything but, like, the 2 fusions and, like, the 1 link. So, we did pretty good in that respect. We got to do a lot of the things. So, happy to say, the deck works pretty good. So, here's the deck list if y'all want to try this one out. Again, big shout out to Levi Stories for coming up with this one. And, you know, I'm sorry we didn't get to show off, like, every tech, but we showed off a lot of them. So, for the main deck today, we have 2 copies of Shofina, the Melodious Maestra, 3 copies of Elegy, the Melodious Diva, 2 copies of Couplet, the Melodious Songstress, 3 copies of Adia, 3 copies of Refrain, the Melodious Songstress, 2 copies of Soprano, 3 copies of Tam Tam, the Burnmeister. We have 3 copies of Sonata, the Melodious Diva, 3 copies of Score for our hand trap. We have triple Ostinato for easy fusion from the deck, 1 OG Poly with the best artwork in my opinion. We have triple first movement solo to get ourselves started, 2 fusion substitute for fusion and draw, 2 Melodious Concerto for fusion and draw, 2 defusion for snarky little OTKs here and there, and triple refusion because sometimes you don't want to bounce back your fusions. You just want to bring them straight back, especially things like Botcha. As for our extra deck, we have triple Bloom Harmonist because it's a good card. We have our Hip Hoshiningen in the off chance we don't have enough points for beating over things. We have Bloom Diva if you don't need to beat over things, you just need to burn your opponent down to cinders. We have triple Shiberta, which is really good paired with Ostinato if you really, really have nothing else and you just need to banish some stuff. And then lose Shiberta to bring out the defensive wall. That's a thing it can do. We have 2 Bloom Primas for lots of battle damage and also being able to recover cards if it gets sent to the grave. We have triple Botcha because it's just an amazing card. Prevents our stuff from being interrupted. Gets us a monster from the deck. And then if it leaves, it gets a monster back from the graveyard. Amazing starter. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have our Flowering at 12. As you could have seen from the third duel, it allows us to just interrupt our opponent by bouncing our stuff. Just getting rid of our cards over and over again. That's what we do. So, very much thanks for watching. Tomorrow we are taking a look at a very sleepy Sith Lord. It is the Dreaming Nimurelia. So we'll have ourselves a good time with that. So until next time, everybody, your boy Memphis is signing out. I'll see you guys again next time with more Yu-Gi-Oh! Action. Till next time, y'all stay safe and stay happy. You have a good one.